guys, we're back. The chicken's ready.
How long has it been cooking for?
It's been cooking for, we did
13 minutes?
13 minutes first, and then we did...
No, we did 10 first.
Oh yeah, we did 10 first, and then we did an additional 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so
we checked it and just needed a little bit more, so we did 3 more minutes. You have to keep in mind that since we're steam cooking it, it's a little slower than if we were microwave cooking it. So, where a stack cooker, you would have blown this chicken up in 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So, be prepared that it's going to take a little longer. So, like, in a stack cooker, I would have added 1 more minute. In a steamer, we added 3 more minutes.
So I'm holding on to this. I just want you to know this has been in here for 13 minutes, and it should be hot right now, but it's not. I mean, the base is warm, but it's not hot. So. And
the handles are cool.
Always open it away from your face because it will steam.
Unless you want a really intense facial.
It will burn you.
And you want to come show them what the chicken looks like? It's super moist. Like super moist.
Yeah. All nice and...
Yep, nice and well done. We're going to take and go ahead and we're going to use our Power Chef today. So there's lots of pieces to the Power Chef, and it's basically like a super cool chopper. It comes with this little ring. It's a non-skid ring. So we're going to go ahead and pop that in. That keeps it from sliding all over the counter. Once I pop mine in, it never comes back out again. So you can run it through the dishwasher, whatever. It doesn't take off on it, which is kind of nice. And then it stays put, if you can see that. Then you have cool little blades. These are really handy. This is a little blade shield. Don't toss this once you get it, because these blades are crazy sharp. You want them to be crazy sharp. However, they're crazy sharp. So when I'm storing them, I always store them with the shield. I put them back in the shield. Then you have this little lid. This is like the, I don't even know. It probably has a fancy name. I don't know what it is, but you have to put it in and then lock it. And then I fill from this hole. I put this lid on first, then I fill from this hole. The top has this little, I don't even know what is that?
Like a gear.
Circular gear kind of thing. It's really important. I've had people call me and say theirs is broken. When it wasn't broken, it's just that they weren't putting the gear into the... So if this gets off a little bit, so make sure the gear goes into the little hole. And then...
what's this for?
Oh yeah, this right here. See that? That is for this little funnel guy right here. So... This is where you would put, let's say we were making hummus and you wanted to infuse some olive oil into it while you were going. You'd put the oil in here, and then as you're chopping it, it's slowly infusing the oil into it as you go. Or seasonings or something like that that you wanted to slowly go in while you're stirring. I'm kind of lazy, I just dump. But if you really wanted to, you could.
Like mayonnaise, you have to slowly infuse, that kind of thing. So,
yes, go ahead. Want to put some chicken in there?
paddle.
Oh yeah, the paddles if you want to whip cream. That will whip cream faster than a KitchenAid.
It'll also, it's also great for mixing a whole cake. You can do a whole cake in this.
Or pudding,
yep.
Or anything that you've got to kind of whip up. Mm-hmm. This has super cool little, it's going to be fun. 12 seconds of pulling, and this has gone around over 300 times. So this will just go.
Oh, by the way, these are our tongs.
So I'm going to go ahead and chop a little bit. I don't overfill this. I put them in and then chop, and then add a little more and chop, because I'm the motor. There's really no reason to overwhelm myself.
That was easy.
Yep. I love the tongs. The tongs are awesome.
Yeah, so these tongs are, just put them in.
Yeah, just throw it in. We're just going to keep going, but if you put it all in at once, like that was too much chicken for it, this would have overwhelmed it. Yeah. And then it would have been A, really hard, B, could just make it feel like you're stripping the gears. Even though you're not really, it just kind of feels like it. Yeah. But I'm not really trying to give myself a workout. As you can see the shredded chicken that's in there. It's kind of crazy.
Super simple.
You might want to jump this just a little bit. And then
this is great for, I'm going to go out a glass bowl.
That's fine.
I have access to anything else right now. Great for like campers and stuff. And if you don't want to, if you don't have electricity, or maybe you know, are in the middle of nice from your power goes out for that matter, which ours hasn't, thank God. But it's great for that kind of thing where you don't have power.
Oh, if you want to make margaritas while you're camping, it'll chop ice really well too.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep.
Not that I've ever done that. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Once or twice?
Yeah, yes, I have. Not that I really like to camp, because I think camping is pretending to be homeless, and I prefer to live in a house for the rest of my life. But if
she has made margaritas with it.
But I have made margaritas with it. And then I just leave and go to the hotel. So I camp, kind of, which just means I hang out with people in the dirt, and then I go take a shower somewhere else. I'm that girl. Yes, I am. Okay. Look at that. Ooh la la. We have shredded chicken. This is way better than sitting in. This lid goes on so well. So it's hard to go. This is so much better than sitting there and with a fork and burning, and trying to shred your chicken and burning yourself. And look at that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So now you want to throw that in the pan? Show them what pan you're using.
Oh.
Throw that in the pan.
What size is this? I don't even remember.
And that is the
3 liter, 3.2 quart.
3.2 quart pan. And tell them why it's awesome.
You tell why it's awesome, because you know the detail. I truly don't. I mean, okay, this is what I know. The handles never get hot. There's a little thumb tab right here that stops you from going down past the part that gets warm. This handle only gets warm when it's in the oven. These are great for the oven. These are good for any cooktop, so induction, glass, gas. Mine's gas, electric, anything you can use these on.
Tell them while we cook.
What else? Non-stick.
They distribute heat as well as cast iron.
There you go.
It'll go on every cooktop surface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single cooktop surface.
Yeah.
It is.
And they do distribute heat as well as cast iron. They heat up really fast, but they also cool off really fast, and they heat up very evenly. So you don't get cool spots or hot spots when you're cooking. So everything cooks really evenly. It's really they're
Cooks
my
like a
favorite.
dream.
Yeah, they're my favorite. And they clean up super easy. Just soap and water and a soft rag, and you're done.
We never told them what we're making, did we?
Nothing sticks. No, because I don't know what it's called.
Well,
It's
so when you're in an ice storm and you decide to make food, you got to go with what you got. So we're making. It's kind of like something I make at home called tater tot casserole, but we don't have tater tots, so we're making a hash brown casserole basically. So we're using hash browns instead of tater tots. So we'll call it Hashbrown Casserole today. It's so good. We're making what I call goop. It's the middle of the casserole, and you want to cream up. I do cream of chicken soup. I'm sure you could do cream of other things if you felt the need. I'm the picky eater of the bunch, so I don't want mushrooms or celery in my food. So cream of chicken's quite nice. Do you want to put some Italian seasonings in here for me? Sure. So you can season this to whatever you like. So you put the chicken in here. You put the can of whatever. You can put 1 or 2 cans of cream of something in it. It's up to you. It's kind of how goopy you want it, how saucy you want it, how dry you like it. We're doing 1 in this particular batch, but it's however you want. I always season this with just kind of whatever you want to put in here. So tell them what you're going to put in.
So I have here, I dry my own herbs, and I keep them in our spice containers. These are really cool because they make things last way longer than the normal jars and plastic containers that you get them in at the grocery store that you pay $1 gazillion for. So
Spices
what do they last
up to 5 years.
Up to 5 years in these versus 6 to 8 months in the ones that you buy in the store.
And if you have spices for 5 years, you really need to then reconsider why you're storing it, because you're not actually using it, you're just storing it at 5 years. So
yeah. So these are just my fresh dried basil and oregano, and I like to crumble it up a little bit to reactivate the flavors. And so these have a shaker side, which these aren't ground enough, and then there's a spoon side, which you can fit pretty much any table, any size measuring spoons in, and they're airtight. So
we're doing basil, and then what else?
This is a little bit of oregano.
So we're doing Italian spices basically, and and this is one of those things that's kind of just a flavor to what you like. I usually throw a little garlic salt in there, kind of just whatever.
Garlic powder in this one.
It's just Italian kind of seasonings, and how much we're using, who knows? Whatever you want.
Flavored.
In Jeri's kitchen, you just do whatever.
It's kind of a punt. I do punts on it.
I kind of do too. And you can always taste it as you're going and see how it tastes good. Sure. Salt and pepper never hurt anybody.
I like fresh ground pepper, so I don't use the Tupperware version.
The Tupperware version would be really good for you when you're camping, because it's airtight and liquid tight, so then your spices that you're camping with, out in the moisture and whatnot, don't go bad.
What else you got?
It's a little salt, a little sodium. Never hurt anybody. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. It's probably quite good.
Use a lot of spaghetti.
Just a little bit.
Again, I don't have a salt shaker.
That's okay. Perfect. There we go. So we basically have the goop now. And before we started this cooking, we put we had some frozen hash browns and we put them in the oven in an Ultra Pro. And so while we've been making the chicken and doing all of the other said things, we have been baking the hash browns, and that's because the potatoes always take a little longer to cook than everything else. And so it's better if you start them while you're preheating the oven. You start cooking them. I'm gonna grab me one of your bigger bowls. We gotta, or maybe we can dump them in here. Here we go. We need to. So this is more hash browns. You need to do 2 layers, and so we.
Where'd those tongs go? Oh, there.
Here we go. So we want to take some of these hash browns out because we're gonna layer it. So you basically do a layer of hash browns, and then you do a layer of goo, and then a layer of cheese, and then layer of hash browns, layer of goo, layer of cheese. Isn't that crazy? So yeah,
sounds amazing to me.
it's very good.
Sounds like comfort food.
It's comfort. It's comfort food during an ice storm, or just because.
Here, you see it.
Will that grab? Who you doing?
What do you want, half of them?
Yeah, just about half, and then just spread the bottom half like on the layer. Just spread a layer on this like layer at the bottom. Yeah, it's hot. Although it cools pretty quick. And we're using the lasagna-sized Ultra Pro pan.
And I didn't put anything in here other than just frozen potatoes. I didn't put anything like oil or spray or anything like that. So these are great because nothing sticks to them. I've actually done a lot of experiments with these to try to get things to stick to them with like ooey gooey cheesy sticky stuff that would normally take like 3 hours of soaking before you could clean them.
I'm starting to think maybe we should just do 1 layer of each.
You think?
Yeah, it kind of looks that way.
Okay.
You agree? I think let's just do 1 layer. Just leave it all in there. We've moved them around. That's quite nice. We'll just do 1. You can double layer, but I think I'm looking at the amount of food we have and what we're doing, and I'm like, nah. I think when I make it at home, I just make. I also have 4 children, so I'm usually making things in large quantity. But I'm looking at this going, I think 1 layer is fine. But you can just know that you can do 2 layers. So then cover it with this.
Okay. Which again, this is an at-hat. Either one of these. Scrape this on out of here. And
that's going to be so easy to clean.
Nothing is sticking to this at all. So you could literally like wipe this with a paper towel and continue cooking with it. Nothing sticking. So I'm just going to spread this around. And this is actually cold enough now where I can touch it. I couldn't pick it up probably, but
they cool really fast.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing actually.
So then you need cheese.
Yep, and then we're just going to take all that cheese that we did earlier, and we're going to cover this in the cheese. Talk about a really easy thing to make with food that we had here. We didn't go to the store because, well, nobody really wants to be out driving today. This is something easy you can make usually with stuff you have in your kitchen. If you didn't have the shredded hash browns, but you had potatoes, and you have the Master Great Shredder, you could actually shred potatoes. You just have to cook them a little bit longer because I think those have been a little bit pre-cooked. Yeah, you're gonna throw that in the oven.
And then we're gonna bake it for like another 15 or 20 minutes until the cheese is nice and melted. And
yeah, I usually it's more closer to 20-25.
Okay.
Because the potatoes need a little more cooking, but
okay,
we'll check on it and see how it's going. But that's it.
That's it.
There's your hash brown cheesy casserole. Bye.
See you later.